does not understand the fuel we started with is not some new crazy idea, which is what the oil companies tell people to think. The simple fact is internal combustion engines predate gasoline. So the first internal combustion engines primarily were fueled on alcohol, and that alcohol was made on farms all over the United States. And then Rockefeller started making heating oil from crude oil, and it was the heavier, denser stuff, and people would burn that in special stoves that would heat the house, and it was really foul and dirty. But what was not in the heating fuel was all the volatile, dangerous chemicals that if you tried to light that on fire would explode. So all that volatile stuff, Rockefeller used to just flush into rivers at night to get rid of it. And he got away with that for a little while until the river started catching on fire because all this oil stuff floats on top of the water, So he went to his engineers and said, what are we going to do with all this garbage we have left over? And his engineers got to work and said, I think we can make those alcohol cars run on gasoline. They didn't call it gasoline yet. It was that horrible waste product, So they fooled around with it, and alcohol is 106 octane. The so-called original gasoline was only 50 octane. It was terrible fuel. But you could buy it in the city. And that's the only place you could buy it because there was no distribution outside of cities of gasoline. But when you got out in the country, you're driving your Model A out into the country. Henry Ford's Model A was designed to run on alcohol and in a pinch could be adjusted to run on gasoline on the fly. So you drive out into the country, stop by any farm, fill up on alcohol, and then when you come back to the city, well, you could put gasoline on it if you couldn't get alcohol for some reason. So that's how cars started in most of the world and in the United States. And nowadays, people have no idea of this rich history of agriculturally produced fuel, which totally powered the whole country. When you read the first chapter of my book, this history is opened up into quite a detailed rendition of just dirty politics and capitalism. It's pretty much all over the planet now, and it's in libraries all over the planet because it's quite a reference book. It's like 2 inches thick and 8.5 by 11, so it's quite the compendium of everything you'd ever want to know about how ethanol and its byproducts would fit into the ecology of humanity. So what we're now doing is we've converted the book to electronic format, so they'll be able to download it on Kindle and other formats